Good morning. I have with me this morning Peter Bedwell, who's from the Felixstowe Engage Society.
Yeah.
He's going to talk about the open day, which is coming up at the Welcome Hall on the 2nd of November, about the Society. He's brought a layout and explaining a little bit about that, and quite a lot more. Good morning, Peter.
Morning.
Right, Peter, when did it start?
About 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and that was Chris Shum was approached, I believe, to form a group, and he got in touch with other members of the society in the Felixstowe area,
Okay.
and they came together and they used to meet once a month at his house.
Right.
This evolved 2 years ago, just over.
Yeah.
When we were fortunate enough to get the tenancy on a shared basis of the old farm shop at Great Street Farm.
Okay.
And we meet there now every Thursday night
Right.
to work, and we have a group discussion session which takes place on the first Thursday of the month.
Can you explain to our viewers where Great Street Farm is?
Yes, it's on the high road
Yeah.
at Trimley St Mary,
Yeah.
opposite the two churches.
Yeah. Okay.
As is the Welcome Hall, which
Yes,
we'll be
exactly.
talking about later.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Absolutely fantastic. So you say Thursday night, and you all meet in there, get together,
Yep.
and you obviously talk trains,
Talk trains, build layouts.
swap ideas.
Yes, yes, mix our own ideas, other ideas, sort out any problems we've come up against.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's about
Yeah.
the sort of
Yeah.
picture of the group.
Which is absolutely brilliant, fantastic. I mean, obviously you've got the local group here. How many groups have you got totally in the UK?
In the UK, I think there's something in the region of 15.
15, right.
And some of those are so big that they've now split up into subgroups.
Okay.
And obviously they're all supported by the Engage Society as an overseeing body.
Right, that's absolutely fine, fantastic. So now you know a little bit about the Engage Society. Most of you viewers out here are all used to the sort of larger, normal sort of Hornby trains.
Yes.
And this is something slightly smaller.
Yeah.
To me, I found it a lot more interesting actually.
Yes, yeah.
Which is fantastic. Peter's brought a model in, which is now going to explain on over here. So fire away, Peter.
Yep. We have a section of track which is laid onto a piece of plywood. We've ballasted the track and we've put scenic scatter along the front and back. We've made fencing which is actually made of short wire nails, and although you can't see it very clearly, there is 2 strands of wire running the whole way. The back scene was actually painted by my wife. Thank you.
She's done a very good job indeed.
And the loco that I've got on there at the moment is a BRV2, and we have 3 Mark 1 second class coaches. I've also brought, as you can see on the front of the display, a model of a London fire engine, which is a Dennis, and also there's something which should be close to Trimley people's hearts, which is a model of the Bloomfields one of their original removal vans.
Yes, so there we go. So obviously, this is just an example of the kind of thing. So you're obviously going to have modern.
We can run whatever age you want, right back to the very early days of steam, right through to the very modern HSTs.
Right, so it's the whole lot.
Yep. And when we do the open days, we run probably 3 or 4 trains on each layout.
Yeah.
Held in what we call a fiddle yard, which is just a group of sidings out of sight.
Okay.
So we get variety all the time.
Yeah.
And it seems to keep the youngsters particularly very happy.
I should imagine it must do.
Yeah, yes.
Absolutely fantastic. So you've obviously got your own set at home.
Yes, I have.
You have got your own set at home. And where is this set kept? Is it in the house?
No.
Is it...
No, mine is in a garden shed, which was very generously donated to me by my wife.
Now, why was that?
Well, she's into all sorts of other hobbies, crafts, etc.
Right, okay.
So she wanted what was sort of
Yeah.
a shared room, which
Yeah.
is a railway and craft room. She wanted that for herself, and she offered me the garden shed, which I snapped up.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
We obviously had to line it, insulate it, and I put an extension on the front, which forms a sort of store area to
Okay.
to give her back some of the garage,
Yes,
some of the
yes.
shed space. And I now run a continuous system, which is on 2 levels, 2 tracks,
Right.
2 stations, and a very small fiddle yard.
Oh, absolutely brilliant.
I'm still
Fantastic.
very much in the process of building that.
Yeah.
So trains do run on it, but not
Right,
as
okay.
they will do when it's completed.
Okay. Oh, it sounds absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
It really, really does. Fantastic. Have you always been interested in trains?
I've always been interested. Yes, I had a O gauge, which is 2 scales up from this.
Yeah.
When I was a boy, which was a Flying Scotsman, ironically with some goods wagons, if you can
Right,
really
okay,
understand
yes.
Flying Scotsman hauling goods trains.
Well, I can get the gist.
And then I got involved in other things, and I came back short term because one of my grandsons was interested in Double O, which is
Right,
the next
okay.
scale up.
Yes.
And we built a largish layout in the garage
Right,
at
okay.
that time. He then moved away, so the layout was dismantled and taken with him.
Right.
And it's only since I've retired, really, that I've gone into
Yes.
this in a way.
Yes. Yeah. So this is your toy.
This is my toy
That's
now.
your toy.
Yes,
We've
it's
all
my,
got to have toys.
Yeah, it's
But
my
definitely-
hobby.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
my hobby. One of my hobbies, because obviously in the winter you can't do gardening.
No, it's very. I'm
So-
a very keen gardener, Peter, so I
Yes.
do understand that at the
Yeah.
moment.
But it's nice to have something else where you can
It definitely is.
put your energy into to prevent you from becoming the old wrinkly.
Exactly, and I don't blame you. You're not an old wrinkly, Peter. You're
No,
not an old
well, I'm
wrinkly.
Not there yet, but I've seen what happens to a lot of people who don't have.
Have hobbies.
Interests.
It's very, very true.
Yeah.
It's extremely. You've got to keep your mind active.
Yep.
The show is going to be on the November the 2nd.
Yes.
At the Welcome Hall. Explain what people can expect to see when they come along.
There will be 5 layouts. There's an Engage Society second-hand stall, which is a chance to pick up some of the things that you wouldn't see in the shops.
Right, okay.
We also offer light refreshment in the form of teas and coffees and biscuits,
Okay.
and we're there obviously to talk to anybody who is interested in the group joining,
Yep.
or to help them with any railway problems that they may have.
Exactly. So what time is it actually going to be open?
11 till 4:30.
11 to 4:30. So if you're in Trimley, as I know a lot of people are, I'm an ex-Trimley person, pop in, on the way to the post office.
Yes, we'll
Anyone,
make,
just
we'll
pop
make
in.
anybody really welcome.
Yeah, definitely.
And when we had the first open day that I was involved in,
Yeah.
or actually when I came along to an open day, there were, I think, about 4 people that turned up for the whole
Oh,
day.
no.
This was over in the Trimley Church.
Yes.
Then I decided I was going to join,
Yeah.
and so virtually the first meeting, I think, we got talking about how we could expand,
Yes, exactly.
and I took on the role of publicity
Right.
for my sins. And I've been there ever since. We now get good coverage on radio, in the press, and we've brought the attendances up now to somewhere in the region of 200.
Wow. So that's a big difference from
Yes,
before.
yes. Even in the snow that we had in the first open day of the year,
Yes.
we still had that sort of number.
Which is brilliant.
In fact,
Absolutely fantastic.
People were queuing up outside the door to come in.
That's what we want to hear.
Yeah,
There.
that proves that publicity does work.
Exactly.
In all its ways.
And it's all age groups, obviously, turn up. It's
Yes,
old to
yes.
young.
We get very young children, we get teenagers, we get parents, grandparents, enthusiasts and not so enthusiasts that are just there because they like to look at model trains.
Exactly.
And we all hopefully have a good time.
Which I'm sure you will be doing on the 2nd.
Yes,
I'm sure you're going
that's
to
what
be.
we aim to provide.
I'm sure you're going to be. Now, you say you've got 5 layouts hopefully going to be there
Yes.
on the 2nd. Can you explain exactly what layouts you're hoping to have?
Yes, one will be a layout which is centred at the moment around Trimley Station. That's in its sort of early stages, that's being built by our group leader Chris Shum, and the ultimate intention is to run that in Trimley as it was way back.
I was going to ask that question, which area you're referring to.
And Trimley as it is now, with the very long diesel freight trains.
Yeah, okay.
And then they will run that out towards Felixstowe Town Station.
Okay.
So it's got a lot of evolving to do.
Right.
So that's that one. We're hoping to have a small digitally controlled cassette layout, which is used basically to show you the movements that you can get with digital control.
Yeah.
We're also putting on a hands-on layout, which is there for anybody who wants to have a go at running trains. And there are 2 others that have promised to come, but I'm not sure what they're going to bring.
Right, okay. So you got a rough idea what they might be bringing?
There'll probably be sort of steam era one of them, and probably diesel and electric the other.
On the other one, okay, that's fine.
It's one of those things where we don't really know exactly what anybody's going to put up until they arrive.
Well, that's the interesting bit, isn't
Yes,
it?
it is.
So obviously we'll be sort of chatting about that as soon as they arrive, and
yes.
big discussions.
There's a couple of hours probably of preparation, so
yes, which they would be.
Which then we hope to be in a position to run efficiently.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you've got the models there, and you obviously got your trains, and as we can see from as you've been shown, obviously the backdrops and everything else to it. But do you have the little figures and everything on the platforms?
Yes, the figures, the road signs, the buildings, industrial housing, you name it. There's a model out there of it.
Right, absolutely fantastic. I mean, I loved trains as a child.
Yes.
My brother was given a train set for Christmas. I was so jealous, and he didn't play with it. And my father had his bedroom, and the whole thing was the train set went all the way around the bedroom. The bed was in the middle, and he also did a road track as well with little cars on it.
Yes.
And he wouldn't play with it, and I kicked up such a fuss that my brother was delegated back to my room, and I had his room, and I spent hours and hours and hours just playing with these tracks.
I can well imagine.
I was not interested in dolls.
No. Surprisingly, a lot of girls aren't.
Yeah, I know.
It's really amazing to me the number of people, females.
Yeah.
I won't sort of differentiate age groups in that.
No.
That turn up even on their own to look.
Yes, exactly.
We did the Lions Club model railway show 2 Saturdays, I think it was, ago.
Yeah.
And we even had one lady who brought her dog tucked under her arm.
Oh.
And that dog literally followed the trains back and forward, forward. And she says he does that every time they go to a model railway show.
That's a wonderful story. I love that. I totally love it.
Yes.
That is brilliant. You do, obviously, this is, you say, your last show.
Yes, for the year.
Yes. And you said that the other one was obviously during the snow, so we're talking about February,
February or March. We haven't actually
March.
confirmed the dates for next year's yet.
Yeah.
But obviously I will make those available as soon as we know
Okay,
them.
which is well, obviously you've got your website, haven't you? So
Yes.
you can go on the website, which will be given at the end, so you know exactly where to find Peter and everything else on there, which is very, very important. You also do a big show every year as well.
Yes, we do a show at the Methodist Church on the corner of Orwell Road, opposite the Lloyds Bank.